Hi, Kathy.
Hello,
How are you?
hello, have a seat.
Good to see you.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm very excited to see you because I thoroughly enjoyed being there for your presentation.
Great, and I appreciate you taking the time to be there.
Good, yes, it was a pleasure. Well, certainly it's a part of our opportunity to do developmental coaching.
Great.
Developmental coaching focused on your facilitation skills used at that quarterly regional management meeting.
Yes.
So good. And you know, the fact that you were there is the fact that your previous results coaching session and your action plan was successful because you earned the right to be there.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Fabulous. And for that 30-minute segment.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Why don't we dive right in?
Great.
Strengths.
Straight.
And you used the
Yes, I did.
facilitation?
Yes.
Okay.
Again, I really worked extremely hard to come up with a really, positive message to the team. Some fun elements, a nice PowerPoint to go along, but
Yes.
really just to let the teams know that we're really here to help. So I really feel confident that that message was out into the teams, and they received it very positively.
Very good, very good. It was full of valuable information and easy to understand, where someone who doesn't specialize and work in our department could easily understand. That's what I noticed.
Great, thank you. I think, I came there with a lot of energy, and the reaction to a lot of the teams was very positive. So I was really upbeat, was able to present in a strong fashion, and again, just letting the teams know that we're here to help them.
Good. That message was conveyed in a very sincere manner. So I also appreciate the fact that you managed your time. I mean, 30 minutes isn't a very long period of time, but you know what? And they got you on when you were scheduled, and
Yes.
you finished when you were, and that shows respect for your internal client and,
Yes.
and their meeting. So, and you packed a lot in.
Thank you, yes, I had to ensure that, we had all the touch points that we really
Right.
needed to communicate there.
Which meant that, and this was the other thing I had written down, and which was you're really organized and prepared, and you had to be in order to accomplish that.
Great, thank you.
Good. All right, we always look at both sides of the coin.
Yes.
And so opportunities as it relates to your meeting facilitation skills.
I think, one of the things that I did miss during the meeting was really to set a measurable type activity. Meaning how was the benefit of me being there presented to the team, and
Yeah.
how that benefit would be measured in a process to ensure that we are moving in the right direction. So I think that was
Right.
my major opportunity, to really be able to have a measurement in place to ensure that these meetings are productive.
Okay. Let me ask you a clarifying question,
Certainly.
Ed, with respect to that. As you've thought about it and reflecting, because I know those are behaviors that are listed here under, under agreeing on priorities and actions. What thoughts do you have about how you would go about doing that with another department? Like you were there with the regional management team for retail, and we're a non-sales group, we're there to educate. How would you do that? What would you do with them to establish something that's measurable?
My initial thoughts were really to kind of come up with a process to track some of the calls, the inquiries that have taken place.
Okay.
See, what regions perhaps in particular may be making some of the additional calls to be able to, again, re-engage that team, get out to their team meetings, to ensure that they, again, know who we are, what we
Right.
do, and what processes that are in place.
Right. Okay, very good. Thanks for that added clarification, because I wasn't really clear myself, or, had ideas myself, so good thought. What I had written down as opportunities, there were actually two specific behaviors on the list, and that was, it all had to do with active participation, getting everyone equally engaged, giving everybody an opportunity to have a voice,
Yes.
whether it's to ask a question, answer, or whatever, and an actual activity, something that they would do that would be hands-on, that would give you a chance to also check their understanding.
Okay.
Presentation, did not include either of those things.
Correct.
So people who did ask, you responded, you dealt with their questions, their concerns. So that would be mine, because the more you can get people engaged and hands-on, the better understanding they develop.
Yes, yeah, I was really concerned with the time frame. I know Mark and John was kind enough and actually excited to have me as part of
Yeah.
their team meeting, but again, I didn't want to go over the time frame and really wanted to get certain
Right.
points across the teams.
Right. Understood. Well, for this developmental coaching session, Ed, between identifying something measurable and, the activity and getting everyone equally engaged, what is your sense of which of them is achievable first, if that's a way to ask
Well,
it?
I think the most important is if you're going to make a presentation that you have to have engagement. So it's a great opportunity that, again, I need to be aware of because, I do have some appointments set up with some regional management teams to go out and visit their regions and be part of their management classes.
Good.
So I want to ensure that, again, we do have the right things in place to engage those folks.
Thank you. I like that, and I agree with you.
Great.
What I will say in terms of measurable, when you get ready and you continue to work with John and Mark going forward in other meetings, include in your conversation with them ideas that they have for how to make what you're presenting measurable. And
Okay.
get them to work with you in terms of how to create that.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Perfect.
Okay, so action steps, let's brainstorm around activities and engaging participants equally. What thoughts do you have?
First and foremost, I think setting a activity prior to the meeting would really help the team to come prepared with perhaps any questions they may have.
Yes.
And it makes the whole process that much more productive. Meaning I could, if I have 30 minutes, I could set the first 20 minutes for, my bullet points that I want to get across, and then really open up the group to some Q&A for the remainder minutes.
Good. I like it. So something to send them in advance and have, a request that they come prepared with questions or concerns, something like that, that you can then address, but they come prepared
Yes.
with them. That's a great idea. Here's what I'm going to suggest to go along with that, if I may, that for your next presentation, you come up with some type of pre-assignment, if you
Okay.
will, and the plan for how you'll incorporate that in the meeting. And then let's you and I debrief that beforehand and potentially even rehearse
Okay.
how to
Okay,
get them
sounds
engaged.
perfect.
Sound good?
Yes, definitely.
All right, and then see how that goes, and then we can repeat that for, let's just say, a total of your next 3 presentations, and then from that point, I believe that you'll absolutely be solo on it.
Perfect.
Good?
Perfect.
Okay. So let's do this. If you would document your action steps, and
Yes.
if you recap them for me now, just so I know
Okay,
it.
first and foremost, to really prepare an activity for the teams prior to the meeting to get them engaged from the start. Again, work with you to ensure that it's the right activity for the audience, and really, take the time to role play and ensure that the best processes are in place. Because again, this is something that's going to be rolled out to all regional management teams, and it's a good idea to get it right.
Perfect, I love it. So if you'll just, type it up, add, a timeline to this action plan.
Yes.
And get a copy of that, and I'm excited to join again.
So am I.
All right.
I'm excited to have you there.
Good. And then, 1 month from today, that week I know we've got.
June 14th.
June 14th, you've got the date.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome. Thank you,
All
Kathy.
right, have a great rest
You
of the
too.
day.
Thank you.
Good.